Hi.
Congratulations. We are here with Making the Cut winner, Jonny Cota. What's up? How does it feel to be the winner of
Hey
Making
guys, how's it going? I mean, I guess it's kind of the best day of my life right now.
Uh-oh. Are we down?
Sorry, can you cut off for a second? Can we do
No,
it?
so it's the best day of your life.
Yeah, today is the best day of my life. I mean, it's hard to keep that secret for 6 months, and making the cut was one of the biggest challenges ever, but I feel so thrilled for myself and for everyone on the show. We all got great exposure as designers, yeah.
No, it's so cool. To start this off, we're obviously all at home right now. This is the first on a real outfit in quite some time. Have you been living in loungewear, or are you actually getting dressed up?
So I definitely been doing most of my interviews from here up. You know, it's like sweatpants and a cool leather jacket. I have been very comfortable for the last month, just kind of wearing comfortable clothes. But the days that I get dressed up, it lifts my whole spirit. So I'm trying to do that every day. Get up, take a shower, get dressed, go to work, even if that's in your living room. And that kind of helps me kind of get through this.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference when you get from your actual pajamas into at least a daytime pajama, one might say.
For sure.
So you won $1 million.
Wow, can you say that one more time?
$1 million. And
Wow.
I had an interview with Heidi earlier this morning, and she mentioned that throughout the show, you were telling multiple people that you would share it with them.
Well, I think that we were all friends. There was this fun camaraderie in the workroom. But, you know, the one person I said, hey, Sandra, can I try my shirt on you? And in return, I'll share the $1 million with me. And he laughed me off. And I love Sandra, but I think in that moment, he would have never bet his money on me. So I don't think that anyone took it seriously. Yeah.
So what have you done with the money so far?
Right now, all my energy is going into launching Jonny Cota Studio, which just launched on Amazon, and it is going way faster than we anticipated. You know, for a few months, I've been producing the collection, getting ready for today, and I just see the numbers going. Shoo, 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 shoo. So I'm thrilled, but we'll be using the money to replenish as fast as we can. I think that launching this collection on Amazon, if it's done right, can be worth more than the $1 million prize if we just keep replenishing, keep giving great imagery and awesome things to buy.
So people can buy it right now if they go to Amazon.
Yes, do it right now. It's going fast.
What was it like winning a show? I mean, this wrapped in what, August, right?
Yes, at the end of August.
What is it like now winning a show and launching a collection during a global pandemic?
That's a great question. I mean, none of us saw this coming. We're all in an unfortunate situation. So for us as a brand, it's like, be careful with our messaging. I'm not going to say bye, bye, bye. Let's check in on our health. Let's make sure we're all good. Now, if you're at home, hopefully you're being entertained by the show. That has been this really cool ray of light for people who are at home because it's a pretty optimistic competition show. And we are, you know, I'm in a fortunate situation where we are launching this whole thing digitally. You know, it's like I've had brick and mortars for years, but this collection is all digital. So the pandemic is affecting all businesses, but online is thriving. So I'm excited that people still have access to my collection, can watch the show, kind of can still participate in fashion, even through this crisis.
Totally. And prior to this, I mean, it's kind of disrupted the fashion world in every facet except for online. Were you working on anything for the Met Gala?
I wasn't working on anything for the Met Gala, but it has disrupted everything. I mean, our brick and mortar had to close down during this. And you know what? I think a lot of us would agree the fashion world could use some disrupting. So let's shake it up. Let's see what happens after this. You know, I think a lot of brands are going to move to digital or find different ways to interact with their customers or their celebrities. Or I think after this, there's going to be a new fashion world built.
Yeah, I can't imagine how it wouldn't be. Especially, we spoke earlier this week and you mentioned even just managing your own social media accounts and that of your brand has blown up since a lot of people are now turning, to social media during crisis. So what has that experience with social media, how has your relationship with social media evolved since winning and being on the show?
Well, it's been fantastic. One, the show has given me this awesome platform, and all the other designers, we see our followers rising really quickly. But for years, I've always said, I want our brand to be more digital. I want us to put more energy into interacting with everybody through social media, through our sites, and less into our brick and mortar and our fashion weeks. So, now everyone in the industry is being forced to do exactly that. So even though I'm worried about the health of the world, I'm stuck at home, and the only thing I can do is interact and respond to people. I get people's feedback. So it's kind of been this beautiful feeling where myself as a person, as a designer, and as a brand, I don't feel alone. I feel actually more connected than ever.
Cool. Who has been anyone exciting following you or sliding into DMs?
So actually a ton of people. I don't want to name names, but it has been the most exciting social media week of my life. Like I wake up, it's like ding, 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 ding. And it's been incredible. And right now I'm trying to respond to everybody, even if it's just a like. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's something I haven't experienced before. It's a side of this momentum that I didn't see coming.
So, okay, we won't expose anyone who's following you, but you've dressed so many celebrities. Beyonce and A$AP Rocky has worn your stuff. Justin Bieber has worn your stuff. Who is your dream person to design for?
Grace Jones. I worship Grace Jones aesthetically, spiritually, musically. So she is number one on my list.
I love that. And I'm going to go back to the show for a second. Let's talk about Naomi. She delivered on making the cut. Like every time she gave any feedback, I just died. She was an amazing addition as a judge. And I think she got a lot more emotional invested than any of us kind of expected from the beginning. What was your favorite bit of advice from her on or off camera?
Everyone who's seen the show knows that Naomi came for me. She actually always came for me. But episode 2, the Couture Challenge, she really dragged me through the coals. And I remember kind of shaking in my boots, but thinking, give it to me, give it to me. Give me the feedback, because I respect her so much as a fashion force. So read me, tell me how I can do better. And I will say, anybody in the world, but especially Naomi Campbell, if she reads you, she's taking the time to tell you how you can be better, right? So I was almost honored by that. And, there wasn't one singular moment, but you could see in the show, her eyes say it all, And I remember that challenge, before she opened her mouth, she just looked at me like this. And I was like, daggers in my heart, But, it pushed me to do better. It's like every challenge, I wanted to impress the judges, but Naomi was number one. She was always the one I needed to impress.
The look she gave could and do kill. Even across the screen, my heart would drop whenever I could tell she wasn't into something.
Right. But, at the beginning of the season, a lot of people thought she was mean. She's not mean. She's real. Yeah, she's real. And so actually, when she gets emotional or when she gives you that hug, it's that much more powerful.
Exactly. Has she bought or commissioned a look from you yet?
I'm preparing some gifts to send her this week. In the pop-up store, she kind of came through and, I love this, I love this, I love this. And when she left, I was kind of thinking, okay, maybe she's just doing that for the camera. But immediately after, her team came in like, okay, this, we want extra small in here, extra small. So I'm preparing a package for Naomi now.
That's so amazing. Sending some mail to Naomi right now. So with, winning and the $1 million came a mentorship. What has that kind of looked like since you won in August?
Yeah, the mentorship started as soon as the finale wrapped. And it's everything from a weekly check-in with the Amazon team to, the last 2 weeks, we've been on calls with the Amazon team every hour, getting the site up to be incredible to launch, And so pretty much they've really guided me from being a small niche brand, which I've always loved, into being a global brand. You know, it's like, how can I update my product descriptions? How can I offer a wider size range? How can I give really clear imagery so people really get it and they feel confident buying? These are things that I've had a brand online for 10, 15 years, and I look back now and I'm like, wow, I missed out on a lot of sales because I was just so wrapped up in the artistry of like this cool model and I'm only gonna offer it in these sizes. It's like, okay, move on from that, grow up. And so they've really given me the tools daily. They kind of guide me with those tools to be a bigger brand.
Yeah, I saw how I think the sizing, it goes up through, I forget what it was. How big does the sizing go?
Well, for this drop, it's 2XL. And we hope that as soon as we can offer wider ranges in sizes and another colorways.
Oh, fun. That's awesome. So also with the winning weekly looks, you had 2, right?
I had, well, 3
Yeah.
also, including the pop-up, yeah.
Pop-up. I totally forgot about that one. But they decided to give you guys as designers all the profits from that once. So what was that like, finding out that news, and how has that kind of helped you since?
Oh, it was a hallelujah moment when they sent me that. And it just, I was so thrilled because, you know, every designer on that show worked their butt off. And we kind of had this hope that everyone would walk away making some money, you know? So it's like every single designer that wins a challenge is going to get a cute little paycheck, you know? And we all have small brands and we've all been struggling for years. So I think for myself and for every designer that won a challenge, it is huge.
No, I thought that was, and everything has sold out so quickly that everyone's actually making some money, which is awesome.
Well, you know, I've been seeing the items sell out so quickly every challenge, and I'm like, well, not us. You know, we're launching this new collection, and it has 20 styles, and the price points are a little bit higher. And I was like, so we're safe, we're good. And I'm looking at my computer this morning. I'm like, oh my God, it's almost all gone. It's really exciting.
That's so exciting. Are you looking, you know, to ever put, you mentioned Grace Jones, but any other like celebrity faces, you know, to do a campaign or do something with your brand? Is there anyone else you'd be interested in?
I mean, my whole life, my biggest obsession has been Bjork, and I would love to create something for her. Skin Graft and Jonny Cota, I've always been most inspired by musicians. You know, it's like it's always playing in the background when I design. On my mood boards for collections, iconic musicians. So Bjork is definitely the one, but almost every person that would be on that list would be a musician. Yeah.
Well, and I also saw that you're a Doja Cat fan.
Totally.
If you're like on TikTok right now.
I'm not, are you?
I mean, I'm on it, but I don't really make them, you know, but
Right.
I scroll for hours because Doja Cat's like, all of her music is like it's like the anthems of TikTok.
Yeah, it's crushing it. You know, I always have felt very youthful, and then TikTok came out, and I was like, oh, is this thing that I'm not catching on to as quickly as I should? So it's on my list. I signed up, and I go on it, and I want to interact because I kind of think it's so cool, and I can scroll and scroll and scroll, but I haven't made any videos just like you. So
I think that you mentioned earlier how you've been, you know, doing a lot of workouts in your backyard during quarantine. I think that you should do a dance workout for TikTok, Doja Cat.
I agree. Remember this moment. It's going to happen.
We also talked earlier about the face masks and how so many designers, and you too, were kind of pivoting to creating them, and how you made it with the Tom of Finland store.
Yep.
And are you going to continue to like make more face masks, or was that kind of a one and done situation?
Oh, we are rushing to catch up. We thought, okay, this promotion is going to offer a cool face mask to a certain amount of customers, and then we will donate that same amount to the LA GPT Center. It sold out in minutes. I think 7 minutes our original offering sold out. So we upped the quantity. We maxed out as many as we could offer, and those all sold out in 2 hours. So right now it's like, okay, we need to get them out to the customers, and that that charitable donation needs to get to the LA LGBT Center before we can offer them again. You know, I've had some customers writing back, can you just sell me one and then send another one later to charity? It's like, no, that's not how it works. You know, it's like that they're our priority. It's really important that they get them as soon as possible. So once everyone gets their masks, I'd be thrilled to offer more.
Do you think that masks will kind of continue to have a moment even if this cools down?
I feel safer in my mask. I feel safer when I see people in masks around me in the grocery store. So I think once this is over, people are going to either cling to the mask or never wear one again. They're going to be like, oh, I don't want to remember that lost spring, you know, I'm not sure.
Or they'll be like, I need a designer mask. I need one in every color. I need to be decked out.
Oh, totally. I mean, when it first started getting scary here in America, we actually took our masks offline. I was like, it feels weird. I don't really want to profit off something that we've been selling for years for people to travel with. But once it became more and more required and everyone had to have them, we came up with this great idea to do it with Tom of Finland. But that's when people started saying, okay, if I have to wear one every day, I want it to be black. I want it to be stylish. That's when people started having agency in what it looked like, you know? And I mean, I feel like we could be in this for a while. So I think that will continue to grow.
Yeah, it's like the hype beast look has just over.
I know. If you look at my Instagram, I've traveled like I've been looking Corona for the last 5 years. Every time I travel, I have my black mask, my beanie, I have my whole thing.
With the show to Paris and Tokyo.
What was that?
Were you wearing, you know, your whole ensemble when you were traveling to Paris and Tokyo?
Yeah, I wear it whenever I'm in the airport. I don't know. It's like, it's something in Asia, you see it everywhere. And I'm always in Asia. But as soon as I land at LAX with a mask on, everyone looks at me like I'm going to rob them.
So now it's going to become normal.
Yeah.
What have you been binge watching in quarantine?
Oh, well, I'm so embarrassed to say that I watch each episode of Making the Cut like 3 or 4 times. I think I'm driving my husband absolutely insane. Because every time I watch this episode again, I pick up things that I missed the first time. And I became so close to everybody on that show that I kind of just like want to hear Esther's voice. Or like Renat's cackly laugh in the background. You know, it's like there's something comforting about watching the show over and over. So that, and I am a huge Great British Bake Show fan. I mean, do you watch this? Are you into this? In these times where everyone's freaking out, you watch this brightly colored, calm competition where everyone's laughing about cups of sugar. And it is like the most tranquil, calming thing for me.
It's so calming watching that show. Meditative almost.
For sure.
Speaking of like your friendships with Renat and Esther, were there any iconic moments that didn't make camera that viewers didn't get to see?
You know, they film so much, and sometimes I watch the episodes and I'm like, oh, that's all? You know, it's like when they came to me, when they filmed me in Bali, they filmed me with my friends and all the things we did, and that's something that people didn't get to see. But yeah, the days are so full, and they can only fit so much in an episode. You know, myself, Renat, and Sander had a really close friendship, which I don't think you see that so much in the show. I think you see Renat and Sander as buddy. But the 3 of us, we were the troublemakers. We were always getting into trouble with production, you know, sneaking into Renat's room, maybe having a glass of wine at the end of the night, you know, just like doing all the things, you know, on camera and off. And a lot of cute relationships were formed on and off camera that I don't know if you fully realize on screen, but all those relationships were good. There was no shade. I was ready for shade. It never really happened.
I know. I was really impressed with the cast. You guys were such a bunch of colorful characters, and everyone was so funny. You know, and they're right. Everything that came out of Sander's mouth killed me. Like when he was talking about his hamburger days, it was dying.
Dying. He is a riot. He is a riot. In Paris, our tables were next to each other. It's like, and he gives me life. He is so hilarious and young and just never stops. And sometimes he drove me a little crazy, but it was all so good.
Okay, we have one last question.
Yeah.
You want you to talk about the white cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Does that go everywhere with you? How many
So
have, like, we need the story.
Yeah, it's actually my husband's classic Stetson cowboy hat that I stole from him like a year ago, and it has this beautiful carrying case. It's like geometric black with a handle. And so when I'm going through all these airports, I have this case of hats. It's like my cowboy hat and my gray felted hat that I also wear. And it wasn't until probably landing in Tokyo, Esther looks at me and she's like, what the hell is in this box you carry everywhere? And I opened it and showed her the hat. She's like, it's genius. I'm just so sorry. It's like their prized possession. So I really treat them as that.
Love to see Esther in a hat like that.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I know she has that iconic hat. She's figured it out for her. But what does she look like in a cowboy hat?
I think
Let's challenge her.
for a text and say that's what our fans need to see right now. It would really
Okay.
hear it.
I'll send it to you. Or I'll Photoshop one on her and we'll see what it looks like.
For everyone, I've been seeing a lot of comments. A lot of people are wondering if the things that are sold out, do you know how quickly there will be restocking?
So the Jonny Cota Studio Collection is different from all the winning looks because I made them. Well, my team made those. We made them in our facility. So we are working day and night, and I think we will do a strong replenishment in about 30 days. So we are going to constantly update our consumers through our social media channels, and hopefully we can team up with Amazon Fashion to announce that too. This caught us by surprise, and so we are like, okay, how do we get this ready for the customer? Also, we're working to launch T-shirts and sweatshirts and anything we can do to like keep the momentum going. I mean, we just put up some new T-shirts and sweatshirts today through the Amazon merch program, and we're like, okay, I'm bursting with inspiration and creativity right now. It's like let's do it.
LA, so we're going to need some new additions to our wardrobe.
For sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me. Congratulations. This is so exciting. I can't wait to see everything. Oh, now what will the Jonny Cota fragrance smell like? We have this. We need to answer this.
Oh, sex, bourbon, and leather. What else?
Okay, we have to end with that. That's too good. But thank you so much. Congratulations. Yeah. And I hope that everything gets restocked ASAP because people need your clothing.
Thank you so much for having me. I love this.
Okay, of course. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye, guys. Bye, guys. Thanks.